Today I'm going to try out this tie-dye kit by Jacquard. I liked it because it comes with these bottles that you just add water. So it's pretty easy to do, and it has some folding instructions included. I just did a variety of different folds here, and I'm going to soak them in a soda ash concentration next before I start to dye. This is the soda ash dye fixer. I'm gonna add it to 2 gallons of water and then just soak all of these pieces of fabric in it for 20 minutes. I'm just gonna use warm water, and I'm gonna put 2 gallons. That looks about 2 gallons right there. And then I'm just gonna add my soda ash into the bucket. Let it kind of dissolve. I'm just going to keep it in the bathtub here so that it's nice and clean. So I'm going to just stir it up. I can feel the granules at the bottom. I'm just going to kind of stir it to let it dissolve. The water is pretty warm. Yeah, so keep stirring. I think it's pretty dissolved. Okay, so now I'm going to put my fabric in there and just going to let it kind of absorb and sink to the bottom. You can hear the air. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna leave it in there for 20 minutes, and then I'll take it out, and then it's gonna be time to use the dye. Okay, so my fabric has been soaking for 20 minutes in the soda ash solution, and I'm going to squeeze it out and get it on my table here to dye. So I have set up my table with cardboard and a drop cloth underneath, so those can get messy. You can also use plastic. I recommend preparing your space. You can do it outside. That's a great solution. These are t-shirts. This is a t-shirt, so it's really heavy. It's got a lot of water in it. Jersey just always absorbs a lot. And then these are sheeting cotton fabric. So pre-soaking in the soda ash is gonna prepare the fabric soda ash is what they call a mordant, which pulverizes the fibers to get them ready for the dye. And also pre-soaking the things to dye helps expand them once you have the rubber bands on. So the fibers expand and the rubber bands stay the same, so it kind of gets a little tighter. Okay, so I'm gonna lay these out. and mix up my dye. So I have these squeeze tubes here. I'm going to just use red and blue because I'm going to do red, white, and blue for 4th of July. So the instructions say to fill up this bottle to the line with warm water. So I have some warm water here, and I'm going to carefully pour some water in. I'm going to do it a little less to just keep it strong because I don't have a lot to dye. I think you could dye quite a lot with this kit. Same thing for the blue. Okay. Looks like it's pretty well dissolved. Just gonna shake it for a minute. Yep, okay. So now it's time to dye. Oh, I got a couple of sprinkles there. Oops, okay. So I'm gonna start with the blue. Actually, maybe I'll start with the red. I think, so blue's like the most overpowering color, right? So I'll start with the red and then mix the blues. I'm trying to think if I want to do some purple, some blue, some red, or if I want to keep it red, white, and blue. I think I'll start with this one, my pennies. It's going to be pretty organic. So I want to start here, and I'm just going to slowly drip. And you can see, because it's wet, the dye kind of bleeds into it. All right. Now I'll come in with the blue. Whoops. This one like wants to splurt. Okay. Let's do some blue over here. I want to make sure my pennies are all dyed on the top. But I also want to leave some white. All right, I'm going to do some purple. I'm going to mix some of them just to see how that looks. This is a pretty green blue, so it might not look purple. It might look more like brown. So I'm going to just be conservative with this dye here on this one. Okay, I'll leave that one for now and see how it kind of starts to shape up. Okay, so next I'm going to do this stripe one. So this one I think is going to turn out like a stripe. And I want to, these are going to be the white stripes, right? So I want to just go in like that. So this is going to be a white stripe on blue. And I want to kind of make sure it gets all the way around. Then what I'm going to do is come in with red. And I'm going to be very careful because I don't want it to bleed too much. Just a little. Okay, nice. And then I'll come in with blue here. Come in with the red. It's almost like just a drop will suffice. This reminds me of those popsicles, those red, white, and blue popsicles. All right, and now blue on top. Okay. All right, I'm happy with that. I'm gonna leave this off to the side and just let it chill. And I can add a little more color if I want to later, but I think it's gonna be good. Next one I'm gonna do is a equilateral triangle that I did. Now I'm gonna pull this over too. 3 corners here, and this is where the resists are gonna be. They're gonna be kind of like circles in theory. So I'm gonna do red on this one. I think I'm gonna keep this one, the middle, white on this guy. And then I'm gonna mix red, white, and blue, red and blue, excuse me, on this one and see how that turns out. Can do a little experiment. All right, so I'm gonna turn it over. This one has a lot of dye, so I'm just gonna dip it. That side looks pretty good. Now I might want, okay. Got a little, this one came all the way through, the red. This is a thin fabric, so you can be pretty careful with the dye. On the thin fabrics, it goes through pretty easily. Okay, so now I can kind of check inside to see if I like what's happening. Let's see, this is the purple side. Okay, yeah, there's quite a lot of color in there. I like that. I'm gonna give it a little more red. And then the blue side. Let's see how that looks inside. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so I'll leave that. I don't want to get the white part dyed, so I'm going to put it off to the side. And I'm going to just rinse my hands. Okay, next I'm going to do, this is a concentric circle one, and I'm going to just sort of mix here. And then I'm gonna do sort of a similar look to the stripe one I did. I wanna keep the red, white, and blue separate for this one. I wanna have white in between the colors, that's what I mean. And then maybe for this one on the edges, I'll try the purple. I'll do like a little organic splatter there. I'm gonna turn it over. Yeah, so this, it just bled right through. It's pretty good. Now I'll do a little red here and a little blue here and let it kind of just chill over here. Do a little more blue. Okay, I like the way that's looking. So I'll put this off to the side. And this one I did as a scrunch. So this one's gonna be really random. So I'm curious to see. This one is all about just mixing the colors, this pattern. So let's see. And it's kind of like a big ball, so it's a little three-dimensional. I want to get a little color over here. All right. All right, I don't want to get it too dyed, but it also, maybe I'll use this one to soak up some of this excess dye I have here. All right, curious to see how that turns out. These are my t-shirts here. So I want them to be on a fresh piece of cardboard. They have a little dye on them from the other pieces, and that's okay. The equilateral triangle one first. So I am going to dye one corner at a time. And I want it to go into the middle of the t-shirt a little bit. This is a bigger piece, so there's a little more space. So I want it to come in a little bit. But I still want to have some white space, so I'm gonna just carefully put the dye on this part. Okay, next I'm gonna do the red. I'm gonna do the same thing. Okay, so next I'm gonna do the purple. So and then I'm gonna come in with my blue on top. And I'm gonna be careful. Just kind of soak it up. You can see the dyes mixing on the cardboard. Give it a little more red. Okay. So I think that looks great. The white is still very white, and then there's going to be color going on the outside or the inside of the rubber band. So you're going to get nice pronounced resist there. Let me see if I can even see inside. You know what? Maybe I'll put a little bit inside. Just a tad. And I'll come in this side a little bit. Turn it over. Carefully put some more dye inside. That's what's great about these nozzles. You can really have a lot of control. All right, so I think that's good. I'm gonna just let it sit, and then I'm gonna move on to our spiral. So this was a spiral here. You can kind of see it inside, and it's just been wrapped with rubber bands. It has some splatters on it, which is okay. And maybe I'll even put it in this puddle. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So this one is pretty fun. You can just do some squirts down here. And then I'm going to come over with the blue. Going to try not to mix it too much. Keep some of the white separate. Okay. Now I'm coming over to the side. All right, and then I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to turn it over onto the clean cardboard. And I'm going to keep going. I'm gonna just come in from the other side here. I'm gonna take the blue all the way up, like a three-dimensional sort of spiral, right? And I'm gonna do the same thing here with the red. Coming over this way. And like that. So it's gonna get a little mixed over here, and that's okay. It's okay. Still gonna be cool. All right. And I have some dye in here still, so I'm just gonna kind of put it in and put a little bit in there. This is a big t-shirt, so there's room for a lot of dye. I'm gonna come in with a little blue here. A little more blue. And I'm gonna come over here. This side's looking really good. So I think that's good for those two. So I'm going to let them sit for 12 hours and I'm going to wrap them in saran wrap and just let them sit. And the next step is to let them sit and then wash them. So, okay, let me get my gloves back on here. Okay, just going to leave it wrapped up. Okay, so now my tie-dye has been sitting for 12 hours and in the plastic, and it's ready to cut apart. I'm starting with the scrunched piece. I'm gonna just take off the elastic, and I'm excited to see how it turned out. Ooh. Very nice. I like the purple. Here, this side is a little different. Awesome. All right, so that's one. I'm gonna put it on cardboard and move on. Okay, so the next one, I did concentric circles with rubber bands. Just cut this apart. Again, I'm being very careful to not cut the fabric. Okay, here comes the moment of truth. Very nice. So I wanted to get some white in between the colors, and I am very pleased with the way this turned out. So awesome. All right. This is my very 4th of July stripe pattern. Take out the plastic. And I think it looks like one of those popsicles. Here it goes. Ooh, very nice. I think it does look like that popsicle. So this one is next to my equilateral triangle fold. And I did 3 colors. Well, I did the red, white, and blue, of course, and then I mixed the blue and the red to get a plum sort of purple. This one's awesome. This one looks like fireworks. I love it. This one's a stunner. One is the one I did with pennies. Okay. Brace myself for a lot of careful cutting. The never-ending rubber bands. Ooh, that's a nice one. It turned out cool. Okay, put that there. Okay, so now it's time to open t-shirts, and I'm really excited to see how they look. I have a spiral and I have an equilateral triangle. So I'm gonna do the equilateral triangle first. Trim off rubber bands. Here we go. Ooh. Ooh, I love it. That turned out really cute. Now I'm gonna open up this spiral t-shirt. I put a lot of dye in this one, so I'm curious to see how this one turned out. Trying to make easy cleanup. Ooh, nice.
Wow.
Here's the front. And this is the back. I mean, this is the front and this is the back. They're pretty much identical, but I love it. I think it turned out really nice. This is a great 4th of July t-shirt. It has a great distribution of color, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. So thank you for watching. Okay, so all of my tie-dye is out, and I'm taking a look to see how it turned out. I really love it. I think I might make some 4th of July napkins out of these pieces. I think these look like fireworks. I'm in love. And then I did some t-shirts over here. Here's this classic spiral in the red, white, and blue. Very cool. And then this one was an equilateral triangle fold. And I did red, white, blue, and purple. I love them. So I'm really pleased with the results of the jacquard kit. Definitely would recommend it. It also comes with yellow. I just did the red, white, and blue because I'm doing a 4th of July project. But I'm loving them.